So we just answered a question about how to have casual sex and leave
Keep going.
your partner feeling great. But someone else wrote in and said, I've noticed that whenever I have sex with people, even if we've agreed on casual sex, after the first time I have casual sex with them, they start calling me their girlfriend. And I'm not really sure how to have the conversation without hurting their feelings or making them feel like I'm rejecting them.
Got it. This is Cathy from the intimacydojo.com.
And Reid from readaboutsex.com.
Okay, so casual sex, for those of you who've been tuning into these videos or who Google stalked me a little bit, I am quite promiscuous. I don't hide it. I'm not bragging. I'm just letting people know, hey, if you happen to hear that I'm pretty slutty, like, that's true. And one of the things that's really important to me is leaving the campsite better than you found it, like just being a decent human being, and having sexual experiences, even if they're super casual, to like leave everybody feeling great. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the things that I've learned over the years as being somebody who's really promiscuous, who's trying not to leave a wake of destruction and upset people, is like, how do you figure out if somebody's a good fit to have a casual encounter, whatever that needs to look like for you? Because sometimes a one-night stand is just the beginning of a friendship. Mm-hmm. And for people, I have found that there are people out there who it's just more palatable and more fun and joyful making to have casual sex. And for some people, there's more enjoyment and joy and fun in having relationships.
Or a mixture of the two.
Or a mixture of the two. Where it gets tricky with the mixture is if you don't know how you operate in that world, it kind of gets it can become confusing. Mm-hmm. And I recommend that you check out some of the resources on my website. You can go to readaboutsex.com/slut protocols. And that's my pithy little catchy name for a bunch of things that you can do around casual sex to not have it be so casual, but also not trigger everyone's I'm falling in love and we're dating.
And I want to have you always.
Yeah. Which is natural for a lot of people.
Well, if you have a great time, it's like humans want to repeat good times.
Yeah. So it's really just how you start the conversation with people to assess whether they're a good fit or not, which means you really need to have conversations and talk to people, which means you're starting to establish expectations. Mm-hmm. Hey, if we're going to have this casual hookup, just know that I'm not interested in dating, or I'm not interested in dating you. So, like, we can be casual and be fuck buddies or friends with benefits, but I'm not interested in being your boyfriend or your girlfriend. How do you feel about that? Yeah. And if we were to have a casual hookup, like, is that going to leave your campsite better than you found it? Which isn't always easy to start talking about these things, but the more you practice it, the easier it becomes over time.
Yeah, and sometimes people make mistakes. Like I like to listen to people's words and trust that they're adults unless they give me signs that they're not. But if someone says, yes, of course I can handle it, it's going to be great, they may have thought that at the time, mm-hmm. and it doesn't make them a horrible person and a liar if they find out later that maybe they aren't handling it as quick as
and
well.
They got attached to you or they want to date you. It's okay for things to change.
Or just clean up the mess that happens. You
want to be establishing that it's okay to talk about the stuff. It's when we don't talk about things and things are festering or things are left unspoken, or I'm hoping that you're going to change.
Yeah.
I mean, that's romantic.
Once you sleep with me, it'll be all better, and you'll be like...
And that's romantic comedy stuff. And most romantic comedy is based on people not being truthful to each other as quickly as possible. Yeah. And while romantic comedies are fun to watch, they are often horrible to be trapped in. Mm-hmm. Do not be trapped into that romantic comedy.
You did a very good job of not yelling.
That was good. I'm trying not to yell because we have a new microphone, which you can see right there. And we need to, I'll lower that in the next video. My microphone's showing.
So the person that wrote in, we really appreciate your question. You said, I have sex with them the first time, I've agreed it's casual, and they start calling you girlfriend. One thing you could say right up front is, hey, I've had this happen in the past where we've discussed that it's casual sex, and I just want to be upfront because people have been confused about it. If we sleep together, I'm not your girlfriend. Yeah. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means that's not what I'm looking for with you right now.
And check out the slut protocols. Mm-hmm. even if you don't like the word slut, I just use that word as a means of reclaiming the power around it because it's so negative. I want to make it more of a positive thing. It could be the other thing that's happening is the way you're having casual sex with these people is triggering their dating and imprinting responses. So there are things that can help around casual sex where you're not sleeping with people too often that they start to feel like you're dating. You're not staying in touch and connecting with people too often, which is really just giving each other dopamine hits. Which can trigger your imprinting, tripwires, where all of a sudden you're like,
Dreamy.
yes, we're dating.
Oh.
And that's okay, but that works best when you both are like, hey, do you want to date? And you're like, yes, let's date.
Think about it logically.
And then you can just like, dopamine hit each other like crazy and be like, you're dreamy and we're dating. And you're like, we are dating. This is dreamy. Rather than, oh my goodness, they're calling me their boyfriend or their girlfriend. So leave your comments. What do you think? How do you handle casual sex and make it clean and leave the campsites better than you found it?
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, Sex Geek. If you would like to continue with the brain sex, do me a favor and click subscribe right here. If you'd like to watch me on social media, that's where you're going to go. Next video, maybe? And if you really would like your own Sex Geek t-shirt, please click right here, right now. Boop. No, really, like